that thing called racism. Yeah. There ain't nowhere to hide running around in the Coliseum with that bull, that white bull chasing you. I mean, with them sharp horns, and you got nothing but yourself and your legs trying to run. But at a certain point, you realize there's no escape. There ain't no exit here. I'm just running around in a circle in the Colosseum, in the Roman Colosseum, like they used to do to slaves. So that means one thing. At some point, you're just going to get tired of running, and you're going to get gored anyway. Because you're weak. You're tired. So before you give out of strength altogether, turn around and grab it by the horns, and let's wrestle. All right.
That's Neely Fuller right there. When it comes to this thing we call racism, white supremacy, there's nowhere you can run. And he gave the analogy of when he was told from being in the South that he can go north to Kansas City and it'll be better. And he asked, well, is it still racism there? It's like, yeah, it's still there. Just like our ancestors saw when they got to Chicago, when they got to LA, when they got to New York, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Seattle, Detroit, wherever we went, we kept running into that monster, you know? And like he said, the analogy he gave was so perfect and on point. If you just keep running, at some point you're just gonna get tired and get gored anyway. You got to be able and willing to adapt. One thing about the system of racism, white supremacy, as Neely Fuller would say, is always refining itself. The system is always adapting, and the minute the system sees where it made a mistake and sees a hole in this game, it fixes it right away. They don't waste no time fixing up their mistakes. And that's how we need to be when it comes to counteracting that. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what up, Dwann? This is Zone calling out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Zone out of Phoenix. What's on your mind?
Yeah, great show. Great topic. I just want to say that I'm not really too familiar with Dr. Neely Fuller Jr.'s works, but I will say that I have heard scholars quote things that he said, and I have heard other content creators, as well as older Black people, talk about the influence that he had on Black society. And I thought the clip that you played today was excellent. We talked about, him when he talked about escaping racism, and then he just woke up one day and decided that, he got to take the bull by the horns. If it's just him and the bull in the Coliseum, he got to take the bull by the horns. And I think that message applies heavily today, with all this the DEI stuff going on. And I think Black people in America have become too comfortable with wanting to be accepted and with trying to fit in. And I think that that analogy that he said with grabbing the bull by the horns has been something that's been missing from Black people in America for decades now. And I think that if we could just get back into a culture of being aggressive with whatever we're trying to accomplish and stop trying to be wanting to be accepted, and stop wanting handouts. I think if we got back to that culture, that nature that he was talking about in that analogy, I think that we're going to see something that we haven't seen from Black people as a whole in this country for a long time. So I think that now is a perfect time to readjust and, get back in that mode. And, we don't have no excuse not to be grabbing that bull by the horns at this time. We have no excuse. And it's now or never. And I'm going to land my plane.
Much appreciated, brother. Thanks for giving us a call.
Peace.
Like I said, we have no excuse for not grabbing the bull by the horns. We just left a Biden administration that didn't do shit for us. As a matter of fact, that DEI stuff put us further behind the 8 ball. We're in a Trump administration that's not going to do for us. You got Elon Musk literally look like he's trying to stage a goddamn coup just from the moves he making. We got to turn around and face this thing. Ain't no Jason Whitlock in this. I wish brothers like Charleston White, brothers like Kwame Brown I wish they would get in tune with Neely Fuller, because these are the ones you see going around repeating. It's like too many black people going around repeating, it ain't about racism, it's about economics. It ain't about. We live in a world where information is 360. You cannot say something ain't something. You can see it as maybe more of this or more of that based on your opinion. But you cannot say racism don't exist when you complain about, after you tell black people, when you're done wagging your finger at us, you tell us stop complaining about racism, and then the next story you talking about something that was racist. You cats is confused. You got to listen to people like Neely Fuller to minimize the confusion.